मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं चन्द्रशेखरम् नमः सर्वेभ्यः. In the previous class we saw till verse 46, and in verse 46 Prahlada spoke about 10 different methods to which are helpful for attaining moksha. Mauna, Vrata, Shruta, etc. till Samadhi. So all these are very helpful for attaining moksha and hence called apavargyaha. But they are apavargya, that is, they are helpful to attain moksha only for people who are nirmatsaraha. That is, those who do not perform karma with a desire for fruit. Only for them this is useful. Or else he said, for ajitendriyanam, those who have not won over their senses, this becomes a business model for them. They can earn money with this. Or there are other set of people who don't even care about these. They have other things in the world to run after. What is the use of these kinds of sadhana? Well, this doesn't even apply to them. So this being the case, now he continues in verse 47 that only for the people who are towards the adhyatmika path, this will be helpful. Now in verse 47 he says, Rupe ime sadasati tava veda srishte. Here is what we paused to understand this rupa. Bhagavan, before looking at the slide, just listen to what I am saying. Bhagavan, as the creator, as the operator and destroyer of the world, as Srishti, Sthiti and Samharaka, he is the cause of whole creation. So, whatever is the cause is what comes as effect also. The effect cannot be different from its material cause. For example, are standard examples of pot and clay. The clay is the material cause. The pot is the effect which was created from clay. The pot cannot be different from clay. The clay can exist without the pot, but the pot cannot exist without the clay. So the creation which is manifest here, what we can see in front of our eyes, what we perceive through our senses, anything in the creation, the cause is Bhagavan, that Tattva. When it is in the form of creation, it is manifest. That is, you see it as Loka, as Jagat. You see it in this manner. And this is called as the manifest form. And that manifest form can have this whole huge universe, the 14 Chaturdasha Loka, etc., whichever way you perceive it. When this creation ceases to exist, when there is pralaya, or it cannot go out of existence. It has to exist in some other sukshma form. That sukshma form is called as avyakta, the unmanifest form. To kind of understand it, the clay itself is unmanifest. The mud as it is an unmanifest form. It cannot be used for anything straight away. You have to make a pot or a vessel or something out of it for it to be given some other name. And when it is not like that anymore, it is just clay. So that is unmanifest form, whereas the pot is the manifest form. If the pot did not exist in the clay, then the pot could have never come out of clay. So the pot exists in that clay in some sukshma, in some subtle form. It already exists. There is a potential in the clay for it to bring out the pot. So this is what we call as the manifest and unmanifest forms. These are the two which are called as Sat and Asat. Sat means something that is clearly seen, perceivable, the manifest form. Asat is the unmanifest form. This word asat here does not mean something that is false or something that does not exist. Here we have to understand it in context that it is something that is unmanifest. For example, in more modern examples, if you want to take, electricity by itself is unmanifest. But when you see it in the form of a fan or a mixer or a light or the devices that we are using, then it is manifest. You cannot perceive electricity as it is, but it is there within the wires, within the copper wires or whichever that is passing through. But when it is manifest, it comes out in so many manifestations. It can come out as something that is spinning, it can come out as light, it can come out as sound. All this is unmanifest in the electricity form. Or if we take a biological example, the whole genes that we have, which is called the genotype, it is all coded there as unmanifest. When the organism comes into manifestation, it is called as the Sat form. So this is, we can see so many examples in any kind of creation, there is a manifest and unmanifest form. So both these manifest and unmanifest forms of Bhagavan are revealed by the Vedas, or Veda Srishte. For us to understand, make sense of this Loka and Jagat, the Vedas have revealed this knowledge to us. So, Rupe Ime, these two Rupas, the Vyakta and Avyakta, the Sat and Asat form of Bhagavan, are revealed by the Vedas, Veda Srishte. How he gives an example. The same example was given before for this very similar thing. Bijankuraviva, the bija, the seed is unmanifest form of the tree. The tree is manifest, it is so huge with all the leaves and fruits and flowers and branches and whatnot. But that whole thing is encoded in a subtle form, it exists in the seed, or else it cannot come out of the seed. So, bija ankuraviva, these two rupas, the Sat and Asat Rupa, are like the bija, the seed, and the Ankura, which is the sprout. Nachanyad arupakasya. So these are the only two forms of yours which have been revealed by the Vedas, but you yourself are formless. There is nothing else. So these two, both Vyakta and Avyakta forms, are appearances on that substratum of Bhagavan. Now we have to understand. There is nothing else other than these two. The Vedas reveal these two because we need something to catch hold of. You yourself are formless. You are not even unmanifest. See, we should not understand when I gave the example of clay and pot, just for a certain example I gave that. Bhagavan is the cause of the unmanifest also. The creation is there, it returns to the unmanifest, then it gets created again. Bhagavan is the cause, the underlying reality of the unmanifest form of creation also, is what we have to understand. Okay. So for you, the Arupaka, the word Arupaka here refers to the formless Bhagavan. There is nothing else. Nacha anyad arupakasya. Yuktaha refers to the yogis. Those who are jnanis. Ubhayatra here refers to both. Both means what? Both the manifest and unmanifest form. Samaksham vichinvate tvam yogena. So directly both these manifest and unmanifest forms are seen, perceived in front of us. Through Bhakti Yoga, here yoga means through Bhakti Yoga. Through Bhakti Yoga, they seek you. In all these things that are present here, they perceive you there. Samaksha Ubhayatra Vichinvate Tvam. What does this Bhakti Yoga do? What is that Bhakti Yoga? What is the use of this yoga? What is the use of Bhakti Yoga? It is like a churner. It is something that churns. So there is the manifest and unmanifest form. The Bhakti Yoga churns that these two forms and understands the tattva out of it. Just like Vanhimiva Darushu. There are two daru. Daru means the stick that is there. Wood. Usually while doing homa or great yajnas, the Agni is created by bringing two arani sticks together. The arani wood, they are bought together and then they are churned. One is collided with the other and they are nicely churned. There are some YouTube videos, you can even see how it is churned and how the spark comes out. So these two forms are like the two darus, the two wood pieces of arani, and they are churned. This churning is what is Bhakti Yoga. And in that Bhakti Yoga, then the flames light up. So he says it cannot be by any other means other than this yoga, other than this Bhakti Yoga. By no other means will you be able to understand the Tattva which is beyond this Sat and Asat, which is beyond manifest and unmanifest, which is the underlying truth, that Satyam, which is there. That is what has to be understood. So this is the verse he says. So the next two are directly, 48 and 49 are related to this verse. 48 he continues, he says, so because you are the underlying reality for both unmanifest and manifest forms of creation, you are literally everything. There is nothing other than you. Tvam vayuhu agnihi avanihi viyadambumatraha. You are the air, you are Agni, you are Avani means earth, you are Viyat, Viyat is Akasha, the other Bhuta. Ambu is water. So the five Bhutas have been said, Vayu, Agni, Avani, Viyat and Ambu, the five elements. And then you are Tanmatras. Tanmatras are the subtle elements. The unmanifest forms of these elements are Matraha, Tanmatraha they are called. Okay? You are the subtle elements also. You are Prana, the prana that goes in and out of the body through which we say we are living. You are that. You are the senses also. The five jnanendriyas and the five karmendriyas, you are all of that. You are Hridayam, Chit and Anugraha. Here, Hridayam means the mind that we have. Manas is called as Hridayam here. He refers to Manas as Hridayam, mind. Then Chit is memory or intellect. So these are two parts, okay, to the mind, which is called as mind is that which keeps on vacillating, this or that, that or this, when it goes everywhere, that is called as the manas. The chit is the memory part of it, or it is the intellect which takes the decision. This is what we have to do. Some decisions that are taken is the chit part of it. Anugraha, here the commentator talks about it as ahankara. Ahankara is the other part of the antahkarana. See, all these Hridayam, Chit and Anugraha put together, they are called as antahkarana, the inner tool. The inner indriya that we have is called as antahkarana. Hridayam is the manas, which is the indecisive, this choice, that choice kind of thing that is very chanchala. Chit is the intellect, buddhi, which is taking decisions. Anugraha is the ahankara, that sense of I that I have, the ego, which tells me that I am this body, this is mine, that is. So the sense of I, when I immediately say I identify with something. That I is called as anugraha, anugrahascha. Or, so the commentator makes that statement, but anugraha can also be taken as anugraha shakti of Bhagavan, that blessing, that grace is also you only. Sarvam tvameva. So all this, see, other than this, there is nothing in creation. The five things, the five elements and tanmatra that he said are external creation. Prana and Indriya together make up this body of ours. And then inner antahkarana is Hridayam, Chit and Anugraha. So the whole of the creation has been brought into these a few words here. So everything is you only, O Bhagavan. So sarvam tvameva. Saguno vigunascha bhuman. So saguna here means the manifest and viguna is the unmanifest. So both saguna and viguna are you only, because you are. So the word bhuman is used there to show that you are the infinite one. Something that is infinite has to clearly subsume everything else. There cannot be something separate from that. If that is infinite, there is nothing other than that. So you are saguna and viguna, O bhuman. Na anyat tvadasti. There is nothing other than you, nothing else exists. So clearly, each statement is like a clear support of the previous statements. You are only everything. You are infinite. There is nothing other than you. Api mano vachasa niruktam. Whatever one can think of through his mind or speak with words. Mano vachasa. We think through the mind and then put it in the form of words. Whatever it is, whether you imagine through the mind or put in the form of words, Everything is you only. There is nothing other than that. That is what he means. Mano vachasa niruktam na anyatvadasti. Whatever can be imagined, put across in terms of words or mind, is nothing but you only. There is nothing other than that, is what he wants to communicate to us. Continuing verse 49. Naite gunaha na guninaha mahadadayo ye. But at the same time, see, this is the beauty. In the previous verse, he said, you are everything. Now he says, you are not the gunas. You are not these three. The whole of the creation is through those three gunas. Nor are you the product of those gunas like the mahat or the everything that starts from the manas. See, in the previous verse, he said, starting from the manas, everything else is there. The vayu, agni, vedambu, everything. And here he says, Sarve manah prabhrutayaha saha deva martyaha. Deva means all the deva vargas, martya is all the mortals, everything. All these are adyantavantaha. They begin and they end. That means they are not infinite nor are they everlasting. So the yogis understand this, that all these, whether it is guna or something that emanates from the guna, like the mahat, the ahankara, the manas, and whether it is devas. Deva martyaha means anybody in any world, wherever you have taken birth, whatever species you are, whichever it be, all have adi and anta. They have a beginning and they have an end. Therefore, O Urugaya, one who is the repository of all glories, having understood this, having done a lot of contemplation upon this, evam vimrishya, having done such a reflection, sudhiyaha viramanti shabdat. Those who are jnanis, those who have understood this, those who are wise, they desist from using any words at all. You see, 48 and 49 look like contradictions. In 48, he said everything is you. 49, he is saying nothing is you. This is clearly evident from our very simple examples of the clay and pot itself. See, when the pot is there, when the clay exists as pot, there is nothing called pot. What exists is only clay. Correct? You cannot, whatever you are terming as pot, the pot is inseparable from clay. You cannot say remove the clay and give me only pot. It is not possible. Whatever was clay before, you are just terming it as pot now. This pot has a beginning and an end. It was created on some day and it is going to get broken out someday. So when the pot exists, you can say the pot is nothing but clay only. But surely the clay is not the pot. The pot is nothing but the clay, but the clay is not pot. Similarly, the whole of creation is nothing but Bhagavan, but Bhagavan does not mean creation. Bhagavan does not mean Jagat or Loka. The whole of Loka is nothing but Bhagavan. That is verse 48. The whole creation is you only, but you are not this creation. You are not this Loka. That's why this verse 49 to clarify that. So when such a thing is defined like this, the more you try to define it in terms of words, it becomes more and more confusing. Hence the jnanis, they use as less words as possible. Viramanti shabdat. Those who are jnanis, here shabda literally means the Vedas itself. They go beyond the Vedas. See, the Veda, that is why verse 47 said, Vedas rishte. The Vedas give us these two forms for you because you are in this world, you want to understand it. But once you have understood the underlying tattva, the Vedas also sees, they also take a back seat. Viramanti shabdat. There, Vedaha, Avedaha bhavanti. The Smriti, Shruti, Smriti, everything says this, that there is the Vedas also take a back seat there. There is nothing more that is necessary. Therefore, because that cannot be put in words also. It is only a matter of realization that it has to be taken. You have to come back from the words. Viramanti Shabdhat. That's why the Bhagavad Gita also says, Yadate mohakalilam buddhir vyatitarishyati tada gantasi nirvedam shrotavyasya shrutasya cha. Whatever has to be heard or whatever you have heard, all this learning that we do is to attain that tattva. Once that tattva is attained, all this learning takes a back seat. It's like when you walk up, you need a ladder to climb somewhere. But once you have reached the top, the ladder can be thrown away. You don't need the ladder, you are already there. Similarly, the Vedic injunction, the Upanishadic injunctions, these sadhanas are necessary for us to attain that realization. Once there, these are no more necessary. That is what he means by saying Sudhiyaha Viramanti Shabdat. The final verse he concludes, he says, therefore, O Bhagavan, Arhattama, meaning one who can be, who is the most fit for worship. He is the most worthy person. Okay. Arhattama. There are 6 ways of doing bhakti to you, he says here. To Hiranyakashipu, he had said 9 Navavidha Bhakti. Here he picks out 6 and he says, these 6 ways of doing bhakti, Namas, Tuti Karma, Puja Karma, Smritis Charanayoho, Shravanam Kathayam. These are the 6 ways. First is Namaskara. Namaskara is falling down, prostration, salutations. Then Stuti Karma. Stuti Karma is doing this kind of stuti, what Prahlada Stuti, the various stutis that we are learning. That is stuti. We can put the word together as stuti karma. The action of offering stuti itself is stuti karma. And pujaha. Puja is other kinds of worship, archana, etc. Karma is either devotional service or doing samarpana of all the karmas. Whatever action you do, that samarpana to Bhagavan is also a form of bhakti. Any action that you do, it might be a mundane secular action also. When you do sarva karma arpanam, we do it at the end of every spiritual karma, we say kayena vacha manasendriyerva. Not only for that, even when you do a professional career oriented work, you can do that at the end. You go and do a presentation somewhere. At the end, you can say kayena vacha. You present it to your manager, you can do kayena vacha. At the end of every day's work, you can do kayena vacha. That is what he says by karma. The word karma is used twice. The commentator puts the first karma as the sarva karma arpana. I would say it is easier to understand it as tuti karma, which is one action. And the second time the karma appears as sarva karma arpanam to Bhagavan. So 4 things. Namaha, stuti karma, pujaha, karma, smritihi charanayoho. My remembrance, I should always remember your lotus feet. That is what I want to remember. My remembrance should always be about you. That's smriti. May I always think of you. Shravanam kathayam. And may my ears always be filled with stories related to you. These are the 6 Shadvidha Bhakti here. Shadangaya kim, he asks. Samsevaya tvayi vineti shadangaya kim. Without these 6 forms of bhakti, these 6 forms, how does one even gain bhakti? He does not even term these as bhakti. He says these are paths to attain bhakti. So the bhakti that he is talking about, Prahlada is talking about, is that para bhakti, which is jnanam itself, which is that realization of Bhagavan. Without these 6 forms of seva, these 6 ways of seva, bhaktim janaha paramahamsagato labheta. Without these 6 forms of seva, without these 6 forms of service, how will one attain bhakti? Which is that bhakti is that paramahamsa gatihi. We have already seen the definition of paramahamsa. It is that swan which differentiates between temporary and eternal and attains the goal of mukti. That is paramahamsa. That gati, the goal of mukti, one who attains, he attains through that bhakti, And that bhakti is attained through the 6 forms of service. Paramahamsa gato labheta bhaktim janah paramahamsa gato labheta. So therefore, the commentator says, Prahlada is telling Bhagavan, so what you have to give me is that dasya yogam that I had asked. In between, in the stuti, he had asked, give me that dasya yoga. This is what I am asking. At the end, also, he completes by saying, these are the 6 things that I want, and I want nothing but only bhakti to your feet. And through that, attainment of mukti, which is the goal of all the Paramahamsas, is how Prahlada completes this stuti. We also complete this stuti along with Prahlada. And in the following class, we will begin with Dhruva Stuti. Now we have about 5 minutes. Any questions, or more importantly, those who want to recite, if you raise your hands, I can give you some chance to recite. We will begin from the beginning of Prahlada Stuti for recitation. I think there were a couple of questions on the chat. Yogis are called Yuktaha because they are supposed to be connected to the supreme power. That is correct. And says, Yogis are called Yuktaha. The word yogi itself comes from the root yuk. So it means you are joined because they are connected to the supreme power is correct. And there are many meanings for that. Here Yuktaha because they are connected, whether to the yoga or to that supreme being, whichever way, that is correct. Kalkrishna Mahodaya says this verse 47 may be one of the most important Siddhanta of Sanatana. Yeah. 47. Like this, we can find many gems in Bhagavata, like this 47 that was here. And if given to the commentators, they can create such a beauty out of many of those verses. But in the Stuti, 47 is one of a very great gem, no doubt. And how to participate in chanting in the next coming classes. No, this class you can chant now. Anagha asks, now I will unmute each one of you. I will call your names. Rajagopalan Vijaya Raghavan, you can begin with the 8th verse. Prahlada Uvacha.
Prahlada Uvacha Brahmadayah Suragana Munayota Siddhaha Satvaikatana Matayo Vachasam Pravahaihi Naraditum Purugunai Ratunapi Pibruhu Kimto Shumarhati Same Arirukrajate.
Good. That Adhunapi, the Mahaprana should come. So, the
Again.
Mahaprana, you. Padma's iPad, next verse, 9.
मन्ये धनाभिजनरूपतपश्रुतौजस्तो स्तेजः प्रभावबलपौरुषबुद्धियोगाः नाराधनाय हि भवन्ति परस्य पुंसो भक्त्या तुतोष भगवान् गजयूथपाय.
Good, very good. Perfect recitation. Just keep practicing. Good.
Thank you.
Vijay Raghavanji.
मन्ये
Viprat.
विप्राद्विषड्गुणयुतादरविन्दनाभपादारविन्दविमुखाच्छ्वपचं वरिष्ठं मन्ये तदर्पितमनोवचने हितार्थप्राणं पुनाति सकुलं न तु भूरिमानः.
Good. Sujit 11.
नैवात्मनः प्रभुरयं निजलाभपूर्णः मानं जनादविदुषः करुणो वृणीते यद्यज्जनो भगवते विदधीतमानं तच्चात्मने प्रतिमुखस्य यथा मुखश्रीः.
In that vidadhita, be careful. The second dhakara is Mahaprana. First is
Vidadhita.
Vidadhita. Correct. Jai Shri Venkat. Vadatu.
Can you go to previous?
Nah.
Naivatmana Prabhurayam Nijalabha Purnaha. When we recite, we can either recite Purnaha or Purno. Like
Purnaha. See, when we take a break and a pause and you want to take a breath, it is better to recite as Purnaha. If you are reciting both lines together without a pause, then you can go ahead as Nijalabha Purno Mananjanada Vidusho Karuno.
Both are correct.
Both are correct. The idea for sandhi, the rule for sandhi itself is samhita. That means if you are reciting it together, then you do sandhi. If you are giving a pause in between, then split the sandhi. Jai Shri Venkat, verse 12.
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om.
तस्मादहं विगतविक्लवैश्वरस्य सर्वात्मना महि गृह्णामि यथा मनीषम् नीचो जया गुणविसर्गमनुप्रविष्टः पूयेत येन हि पुमाननुवर्णितेन.
Good. Next verse, Sharada Gopalan.
हरि ओम जी.
Hari Om.
सर्वे ह्यमी विधिकरास्तव सत्त्वधाम्नो ब्रह्मादयो वयमिवेश न चोद्विजन्तः क्षेमाय भूतय उतात्मसुखाय चास्य विक्रीडितं भगवतो रुचिरावतारैः.
Very good. Next verse, Venkateshwaran.
Tadyaccha manyumasurascha hasaswada hasaswa. You can put it in there. You can change it to 14 here.
I have changed it.
It is not appearing as still.
I have changed it.
Yes. Tadyaccha manyumasurascha hasasvayadya modeta sadurapi vishikar sarpahatya lokascha nivritti mitaf pratiyanti sarve rupam nrsimha vibhayaya jana smaranti.
Good. And next verse, Vasanta Rajan.
नाहं मिमे जिततेति भयानकस्य निह्वार्कनेत्रभ्रुकुटीरपसोऽग्रदंष्ट्रात् आन्त्रः शतचकेसरशङ्कुकर्णात् निर्घातभीतदिगिबाधिरिभिन्नखाग्रात्.
Correct. That pause should be there because after Visarga, if
Yes,
there is
yes.
Shakara, good.
Yes.
You paused and said
Thank
it.
you. Dhanyawada.
Dhanyavad. Next verse, Kshirja ji.
त्रस्तोरम्यहं कृपणवत्सलदुस्सहोग्रसंसारचक्रकदनात् ग्रसतां प्रणीतः बद्धस्वकर्मभिरुषत्तमतेऽघ्रिमूलं प्रीतोपवर्गशरणं ह्यवसेकदानु.
Good. Trastosmiham. The first word is Trastosmiham. Yes. Next verse, Anagha Manjunath.
यस्मात् प्रिया प्रिय वियोग सयोग जन्म शोकाग्निना सकलयोनिषु दह्यमानः दुःखौषधं तदपि दुःखमतद्धियाहं भूमन् भ्रमामि वद मे तव दास्य योगम्.
The first two lines have to be said jointly. See, Janma, you cannot give a pause there. It is one word. So it has to be Yasmat. There you can give a pause. Then Priya Viyoga Sayoga Janma Shoka Agnina. Wherever there is a hyphen, see to it that you continue. That is why the hyphen is given. Don't take a pause there. Shoka Agnina. There you can give a pause. If there is a space, you can give a pause. Okay.
Shall I try again?
Try again the first two lines only.
यस्मात् प्रिया प्रिय वियोग सयोग जन्म शोकाग्निना सकलयोनिषु दह्यमानः.
Correct. So these are the kind. So when you do for Parayanam or memorization, when you give the exam, these are the points they will be looking at. So if you think, I recited properly, is the mark cut? So you cannot pass there. These are the finer points that you have to take care of. Good.
धन्यवादः महोदय.
Dhanyavada. Sita, verse 18.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Soham priyasya suhृदः परदेवताया लीला कदास्तव नृसिंह विरिञ्जगीताः अञ्जस्थितर्म्यनुगृणन् गुणविप्रमुक्तो दुर्गाणि ते पदयुगालय हंससङ्गः.
Good. Nitya Pai, next verse, 19.
Ram sir.
Ram.
बालस्य नेह शरणं पितरं नृसिंह नाथस्य चागदमुदन्वति मज्जतो नौः तप्तस्य तत्प्रतिविधिर्य इवाञ्जसेष्टः स्तावद्विभो तनुभृतां त्वदुपेक्षितानाम्.
Very good. When you stopped at Ihanjaseshtaha, then it is Tavad only. Only Tavad. Sa is not needed. Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Uma Devi, next verse, 20.
यस्मिन्यतो यर्हि येन च यस्य यस्माद् यस्मै यथा यादुत यस्त्वपरः परो वा भावः करोति विकरोति पृथक् स्वभावः संजोदितस्तदखिलं भवतः स्वरूपम्.
First two, you have to be a little more fluent. Just a practice, I think. Good.
Okay. Dhanyavadah.
Gita, next verse, 21.
माया मनसृजति कर्ममयं पलीयः कालेन चोदितगुणानुमतेन पुंसः छन्दोमयं यदजयार्पितषोडशारम् संसारचक्रमजकोदितरे त्वदन्यः.
Good. Raghunath, 22. Ram.
सत्त्वं हि नित्यविजितात्मगुणास्वधाम्.
No, please mute yourself. I muted. Raghunath, continue.
सत्त्वं हि नित्यविजितात्मगुणस्वधाम्ना कालो वशीकृतविसृज्य विसर्गशक्तिः कालो वशीकृतविसृज्य विसर्गशक्तिः चक्रे विसृष्टमजयेश्वर षोडसारे निष्पीड्यमानमुपकर्ष विभो प्रपन्नम्.
That Shankara Sha is sounding like Sakara. See, in Ajayeshwara you told correctly, but in Sarga Shaktihi, Vashikrita, that Sha should come like Shankara Sha, it should be. In Ishwara you told Ajayeshwara, it came properly. There also Sha is there. The same Sha should come here also. It should not sound like Sa. That is that regional influence. Okay. Just practice on that. Shaktihi, not Saktihi. It is Shaktihi, correct.
Dhanyavada.
Good. Dhanyavada. That is for today. All the raised hands are completed. We will meet again next week. Next week might be a shorter class, or we might have a practice session. I will inform on the group and you will get a mail. But next week we will continue at Dhruva Stuti. And also the tests I didn't announce. There are about, some people have left the class nevertheless. The computer-based test, we will have a couple of practice tests I will be uploading this week. And then 2 or 3 weeks down the lane, you will have the computer-based test for the Prahlada Stuti, part 2. And the memorization also will be a couple of weeks down the lane. The dates we can, like last time, we can. So those who have given the memorization, I heard you've done a good job. So continue, just 2 more parts to go. So continue with the memorization here also, and we will take it forward. So those who are writing the exam, preparing, continue with the same thing. And the notes also will be uploaded this week for Prahlada Stuti. I have got a few volunteers, so thank you those who have volunteered. I will be communicating with you quite soon. Okay. Bhuvana Krishnan, you have raised your hand. You can tell the 23rd verse.
Mahodaya, Ram Mahodaya. The
Ram.
script that is uploaded is not full. It is only up to 37 slokas, Mahodaya.
Okay, I will ask them to upload by 50 this week.
And one more doubt. There are some errors in the script. So like manyatho, no? Munayatho, like
If
that is
at all
not
there
there.
are, please send me a
Uh,
mail so that I can forward it
uh,
to them and correct it immediately. If you tell me I cannot
yes.
remember, you just
Yes.
take a screenshot
Yes.
or just those particular verse number or something. If you can tell,
Ah,
we will
ah,
surely correct
yes.
it. Yes, there might be a couple
Yes.
here and there. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
And one more doubt.
Hmm.
Is it Vahini or Varnhi,
It is one he.
Mahodaya?
It is one he.
One, but Jihva only we tell, no, Mahodaya.
That
Why?
you
Why?
in my Narayaniam class, I have dealt
Ah,
with pronunciations in about 4
ah,
sessions.
ah,
Class number,
ah,
I think 105 to 109 or something. So
ah,
for a detailed discussion on this, you can go there
ah.
and see why it is one he
Oh,
but jihva.
okay.
Both this you can
Ram.
find the explanation is given there.
Ram, Ram. Mahodaya.
Ram.
Dhanyawad.
Dhanyawad. Also, we have Vyoma has published a Bhagavad Gita book. So if you buy the Bhagavad Gita book, in the first there are about 17 to 20 pages which talks about all the pronunciation aspects. In that also this has been dealt with in detail. So those who are interested, you can buy the Bhagavad Gita book, especially for the pronunciation aspect itself.
Dhanyawad.
Dhanyawad. Ashok Gudsurkar.
Hari Om Mahodaya. So next
Namaste.
week I want chance for the opportunity for recitation. What should I do?
Yes, go ahead. 23. You can recite 23rd verse.
Okay. And this recitation what you have done today will be uploaded in the audio will be uploaded in the
Yes, it will be uploaded in the class material. I think Kunti Stuti and Bhishma Stuti were similarly uploaded. That is why I recite.
Acha. Kunti
Yeah,
Stuti is uploaded, and where I can see Kunti Stuti and
I have to see whether, or they might keep it separate, they might upload it later. I think they are going to upload everything together later sometime.
Because I did not see Kunti Stuti and
yeah. They will upload it later. They have some strategy for that. So anyway.
Okay. So next week I will recite also, please.
Okay. Or now itself you can recite 23rd verse. You can recite now.
Okay. धन्यवाद. दृष्टा मया दिवि विभो किल कृष्णपानाम् आयुश्रियो विभो इच्छति याञ्जन्नोऽयम् यस्मत् पितुः कुपितहास विश्रम्बित भ्रू विस्फुजितेन उलिता सतु ते निरस्तः.
Good. So your pronunciation is, correctly what is today. Very good. Kalyani Rajagopalan.
Namaste, Guruji. I have one thing to
Namaste.
check.
Yes.
Kunti Stuti script in Tamil has been uploaded, whereas in
Okay.
Bhishma Stuti, Tamil script has not yet been uploaded.
This Tamil, in house we don't have volunteer. I think they caught someone and did that in Tamil at that time. If you want to help volunteer, we can share the document and you can do that. I know Tamil. I will anyway. You send me a mail. I'll try to get them to do Tamil. Tamil is always difficult because that immediate transliteration does not happen with any software. We need to put 2, 3, 4, etc. So
Thank you,
it takes some
Guruji.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shiny, you can unmute.
Yeah, Ram ji.
Ram.
Yeah, I wanted to recite.
Go ahead, 24.
Thank you. तस्मादमुस्तनुभृता महमाशिशोक्न आयुश्रियं विभव मैन्द्रियमाविरिञ्जात् नेच्छामि ते विलुलितानुरुविक्रमेण कालात्मनोपनय मां निजभृत्य पार्श्वम्.
Very good.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you.
Okay. Ram. We shall meet again in next class.
Ram, Mahodaya, I have a question, please.
Yes, tell me.
When we are practicing, if we are practicing with Shruti box, then the D Shruti is fine, or which Shruti we have to pick for this?
No, the Shruti, if you are practicing, you can have your, whatever is your Shruti, you practice with that. Each one has their own Shruti. No, there is no set Shruti. Your Sangeeta, whichever Shruti you practice, is the same Shruti, you should do this.
Normally, like D Shruti.
You are comfortable Shruti, you should practice, that's all.
And that raga that you, the kind of tune that you are putting, how you are putting means you learn.
That is just a traditional, very simple tune. There is no raga or anything. This is not. We are not trying to learn music. If you are proficient in Carnatic music or
No,
any
no,
other
I'm not.
music, you can give your own raga to it. There is nothing wrong with the raga. We are focusing here on the pronunciation. Just a simple tune we have given so that it is easier to remember and recite. That's all. It sounds melodious, but we are not thinking of any raga here.
Okay. So this is like the same way we chant Bhagavad Gita, Vishnu Sahasranama. This is like
Correct.
based on this chandas. Which chandas it is?
This the chandas we have here is Vasanta Tilaka.
And one more thing, like when you teach us in the class, some people come and recite. Some students come and recite. No.
Correct.
How to do for that? How should I send a
This
mail or
for this
something?
course we decided before the course itself because we want some standard.
Okay.
So we decided before the course. But if you perform very well in the memorization test or Parayanam test, for the upcoming course or some other course, they will contact you and we will take you up for as a panelist in other chanting courses.
Okay. धन्यवाद महोदय.
धन्यवाद. नमो नमः सर्वेभ्यः.